Take two.
Hey everybody, it's Pam and Bill at Country Living Newbie Custom Decor in Spring Hill, Tennessee. Welcome to the Dixie Belle Paint Company page. It is Sunday Night Live and we're having technical difficulties.
Oh,
yeah.
I think we're back.
We're good?
Yep.
Okay, all right. I don't know what's happening, guys, but for some reason I have to start the live twice in order to get it to work. So anyway, welcome to the Dixie Belle Paint Company page and our regular Sunday Night Live. I'm Pam, my husband Bill. Behind the camera, we're the owners of Country Living Newbie Custom Decor. We're in Middle Tennessee, and we are here every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Central, and we're going to have some fun tonight. So
we're actually here almost every day.
We are here every day,
yes.
But we're on the Dixie Belle page every week. I live with this, guys. Okay, well, let us know where you're watching from. We always love to hear where everybody's at. And let us know what projects you're working on and anything else you want to put in those comments. Say hello, sprinkle this around if you think someone might be interested in watching it. And we hope after this, we usually jump over to our own page and we finish up or continue working on some of these projects because we always run out of time. All right, so bells and whistles tonight. We're working on a cute little vanity and we're going to be using the lace stencil, the lace transfer. And we're also using the new Harlequin Stencil. So these are both from the Dixie Belle Bells and Whistles line, which are some fabulous transfers and stencils and brushes and all kinds of fun stuff. So, I guess let's get a shot of the ugly chair first. So, I got these two chairs, I got two of these at an estate sale, and I don't know, this olive green, or I don't know what it is, 70s green, it's just horrible.
It's way earlier than that.
Earlier, well, I mean the color.
Yeah.
So it's in pretty good shape though, right? There's really no damage to it. So we went ahead and picked them up, and I have two vanities, and we're going to paint them to match the vanities. So
she's picking them up now.
I'm going to, let's put this one kind of over here for now, so we can reference it if we need to. But this is the one that we're working on tonight, and if you guys have watched us before, we usually try to do our projects in stages for you, so you can kind of see a before if we have it, and then the different stages of the process. So obviously, no paint on the fabric. This has one coat of Caviar on it. Our goal is to look like this. Down here, fully painted. It's not sealed yet, and we're going to seal it with easy peasy spray wax. But tonight we are going to put this Harlequin stencil on the back using metallic paint. And the reason we're doing that is we're going to try to match it up with this little vanity. So here's the vanity we're working on. It's not done yet. It's Caviar. It is in Baja gray from the Silk line, which is fabulous because we don't have to seal it. We painted, we stenciled, and we're done if we want to be, or we can add our wax and things, which is what I'm working on now. So the side has this cute Harlequin stencil on it in Silver Bullet Moonshine Metallic. So this is right over, is the lighting okay?
Yeah.
This is right over our silk paint. So Baja Gray and Moonshine Metallic. Now, I have no idea how this is going to look, but I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. We are going to now put the lace transfer over our Harlequin stencil. So I don't want to completely cover this up, so I think the lace transfer, there's probably a huge glare on it. Here, let me show you the back of this one. I think the lace one has enough open space where we'll still kind of see this coming through, and if it doesn't, well, I don't know what we'll do after, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it. The lace stencil has 4 sheets, and they're numbered, which is nice. Of course, I cut the numbers off on these, but they pair up, so you can make a continuing design if you want to, or you can cut it up and use it, you know, separately. What I did ahead of time was cut up 2 pieces to fit in here, and I'm gonna have to match them up. I went ahead and just with a Sharpie, so I knew which way. Sorry about the cough, guys. Allergies are like crazy in Tennessee right now. I went ahead and just wrote top and bottom on here, so I knew which way, when I got to the video, which way I was going. Because that's not going to transfer, right? The transfer's on the back, so you're safe to do that. So I don't know, what do you think? I think it's going to look okay. I didn't want to hide up all the pretty Harlequin, but I don't know, just think that'll look nice. But we shall see. So we'll do this first, and then we'll jump on over to our fabric. And if I can get it apart, we'll be good to go. There we go. Okay, so with the transfers, just peel it apart kind of carefully.
If we need to go to commercial break, let me know.
All right. Now a word from our sponsors.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's very tacky on the back, so you don't want to really mess around with the back. I'm going to try to put my fingers where there's no design. And we're going to put it right up against the top. And lay it in there. Oh yeah, I think that's going to be pretty. I'm already liking it. All right. And if my mom's watching, she's probably going, why do you dress this way with my cut-off t-shirt and the holes in my jeans? Sorry, Mom. One of those days. Okay, so we have it stuck on there. And this is a really intricate transfer, so I don't know that we'll get to do both. Let's just kind of see how much time it takes to do this part. And it's just sticking itself. I don't even need to tape it, but you can. Just gonna go over the whole thing, and then we'll start peeling it up. Anybody use the lace transfer? So pretty. I'm addicted to the Royal Damask stencil, so this was just, I couldn't wait to use this one.
I'm sick of Damask.
Damask. I hear ya. I feel like it's at, what's that, Pete's Red Hot? I put that on everything. I'm like that with the Royal Damask stencil. It's like the Pete's Red Hot of the Dixie Belle Bells and Whistles line. So I painted this yesterday. So you generally want to wait overnight before you put a transfer on. You know, you just don't want to be rubbing your paint off, pulling your paint. And a really bad angle here. Let's see if I can get under here. This one does take a little patience because it's a very intricate design. I'm just trying to get the corner edge up first. So the best way I find to do this is to put some tension on the top piece. So kind of pull it taut as you rub. I gotta come over here.
Good, you're not in the way that way.
Am I?
No, you're not.
Oh.
DIY filming 101.
These things are important.
Don't stand in front of the camera.
I know, they're so awkward. And if you start pulling it up and see that the transfer hasn't released, just put it back down and keep scraping. I want to take a peek. I think this is going to be good. So,
Good workout for your forearms.
yes. Let's get this edge off. I want to get enough on to show you what it looks like over the Harlequin, but I can't get this edge. I'm righty and I have to do this lefty, so. Quiet group tonight?
Yeah, some random comments, folks.
All right, now I think we got the edge. So now I'm just going to start holding it taut up here and working my way down.
Getting some thumbs up.
Yeah. We love to see the hearts and the thumbs up.
Deb Oliver says, I should invent a larger transfer tool.
Dixie Belle.
Maybe they're working on one. And being that that's just, is that what, a piece of bamboo?
No, I don't think so. All right.
I think the larger transfer tools work good in some instances, and because you have to force, you have to put a lot of pressure in one spot, the wider the transfer tool is, the greater chance there's going to be of it not adhering properly. So I'm on my second farm table, if anyone's interested, while she's doing this.
I know, guys, sorry. When I did pick this one tonight, I'm like, oh, this is probably going to take up a lot of time. So we may not do the whole thing. But there's just so many little scrolls and stuff on it. I'm trying to be really careful around my edges because I don't want to take the paint off on these sides. It's only been on a day.
So Anna says she made a bigger one and it didn't work.
Oh, you made a tool?
The transfer tool, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's got to be, there's some ergonomics involved. Maybe even some physics.
Some physics?
Physics. So now I'm just pulling down on this as I go up. And this will go on quicker on these flat areas. The edges can be kind of fussy though. You gotta have to take a little more time with those.
Amber, let me see if I get this right.
Oh no.
Demakowitz? Demakowitz?
You got a tough one.
She says, did 7.5 pages on one piece.
What? Holy moly, girl.
Took a while, but worth it. Well worth it.
You'll have to post that one.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Which, was it this, that, transfer? Which transfer, Amber? We're almost there, guys. Home stretch.
All right, that's our time for tonight.
That's my arm.
Yeah.
We'll have to do some burnishing on here. But I think I'm happy with it.
It was lace.
Oh, it was this one? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a workout.
We also got our CNC machine up and running.
That is going to be awesome.
Did a couple projects, small projects. Yes, this is a Dixie Belle transfer.
Yep, it's the lace. It's called lace. Okay. Wait for it. Oh my gosh.
Amber says her right arm actually got stronger.
Well, there it is. I think I like. I got to step back for a second.
All right, let me get a close-up. Sorry about the camera.
What do you think?
Oh, that's very nice.
I like. I wasn't sure. So you want to make sure after you put your transfer on that you take one of the finishing pads and just kind of lightly go over it, burnish it in. If there's anything that's sticking up, you just want to press it down, rub it in, and then we'll see maybe on our page after this, we'll just kind of see where we get. We have to overlay the second piece and match it up. But I love that. Very nice.
Yeah, you may have come up with something here.
Very nice. Somebody has probably done it somewhere. All right. So, well, there's still a little bit of green coming through there. Let's get some paint on our fabric first. I'm going to give you a little advice that I learned the hard way doing this. So this is the silk paint in Baja Gray, the same that's on the vanity. And I was trying to figure out the best way or the best order to do this in, whether I wanted to paint the fabric first and then paint the wood, or how I wanted to do it. And I thought, you know, let me paint the wood first. That was a big mistake. This piece is going to probably bleed like crazy, and I'm going to put silk to the test with its primer in it. But it was, when I was spraying water on the fabric, which you have to do when you paint fabric, it was dripping down onto my silk paint, and you just don't want that to happen. So I would recommend doing your fabric first if you're doing anything around it in silk. And then I was able to touch up. So I just really, this is Caviar in here, and I was digging in, and I went over all my paint. I did it down here too, and then I just took my silk and just went over it, just to tidy it up. So even though it looks messy up here, it cleans up. That's one coat of silk over all that Caviar mess. All right, so this is one coat of Caviar, obviously none. You're gonna need water when you paint on fabric, and a good bit of it, okay? Don't be stingy with the water. You need the fiber in the fabric to kind of open up and accept the paint, because if you don't, the paint's gonna sit on top of the fabric, and you really want the paint to act more like a dye, right? And kind of dye the fabric. So the water is what's gonna help you do that.
Real quick, Rick and Julie Nizer asks, did you do the lace transfer over top of the Harlequin stencil?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
First you actually painted, then you did the Harlequin stencil with metallic, right?
Yeah, with the Moonshine metallic.
And then the Harlequin stencil over that.
The lace
Harlequin.
transfer.
Oh yeah, that's right, sorry.
I know.
I'm getting my names a little confused.
All right, so I'm just getting this pretty damp And I like to kind of rub it in because sometimes the water will just sit on top of the fabric, but you really kind of want to get it in there and get that fabric pretty damp. And I am still rolling, aren't I?
So question, does that fabric have pile?
It's a, it's pretty, meaning like, I'm not real fabric like savvy, but it's a pretty flat.
Yeah.
It's like a velour.
Yeah, it almost has a grain to it, doesn't it? Like if if you rub your hand against the grain, it'll pull up some fiber.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I've done a couple chairs with this kind of fabric on it, and it just paints really nicely. All right, so this is pretty damp, so that's good. Don't use a good brush when you do this. Use a chip brush.
Did you clean the fabric?
I didn't. No, I mean, I dusted it and vacuumed and got all the dusties off it, but that's all I did to it.
And why did you have to dust it?
Because we got it at an estate sale.
Because it was sitting in my shop for 2 weeks.
That too. That too. Yeah, that one's still
covered in sawdust.
That one's still nasty. All right, so we're using Caviar, beautiful black. That's the same as that's on the top of the vanity over here.
Which you can't see because it's covered with...
Covered, sorry. So we're gonna pour some out.
Whoa.
You're going to use a little more paint, you know, when you paint fabric than you would if you were just painting, you know, a wood chair. I'm using the Dixie Belle Premium Chip Brush. I used it for everything else on the chair except for the wood. Got my spray bottle, and I'm going to start kind of digging in.
So question, how do you get the pile to not be crusty?
So it's going to feel... After you put your first coat of paint on it, it's going to feel kind of hard and icky. So you're going to take a sanding pad and you're going to sand it down. And then you're going to do your repeated coats of paint until you get it to the coverage you like. And then after the last time you sand it, you're going to put easy peasy spray wax on it. It will feel like velvet. It's amazing to me. But yeah.
What if you're painting over a velvet?
Then you're halfway there.
Oh, okay. So here's a question from me. When you're painting the fabric, your first coat, are you trying to get it like into the fibers?
I am. So I'm really kind of digging in.
So you're not just painting over top, you're trying to get it into the fabric.
Right. And you're not going to get it all in, but I try to get it pretty well in there. I wonder if I should bring this down. It's kind of far back for me to reach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is better.
All right, hang on a second. Let me get to your level.
What are you trying to say there? Coming down to my level? And it does have this little bit of ribbing around it. So I'm really kind of digging in there. And you can kind of wet that down with the paint. It's kind of like painting raw wood on the first coat. You know, if you use a lot of water, you can, or like a grainy wood, where you kind of need to get in there. And I'm not being gentle. Like, I'm really kind of digging in. That's why you don't want to use a good brush.
What are you trying to say about Dixie Belle's Premium Chip Brush?
That's a good point. I actually love these brushes. Put it this way, you don't want to use a $40 oval medium on it. We'll just leave it at that.
Did you say over medium?
Oval.
Oh, oval
I
medium.
know, I'm starving.
I know.
It sounds so good,
sounds
doesn't
like
it?
breakfast. We should do breakfast tomorrow somewhere.
Bill gets to the store, you know, to do our video, and he says, by the way, there's nothing at home for dinner, so we're either going to have to buy something or go out, because there's nothing. It's okay, I haven't eaten all day, it's fine.
Well, when you're building farm tables, I don't have time to go out and...
Stop. Alright, so I really kind of just dug in around that ribbon. You don't have to wipe this off, but I'm just trying to clean up a little bit as I go, so I don't have so much to cover. So if I just kind of do this, the paint is just going to lay on top. right? So that's why you really need to use your water and dig in. And as far as the fabric goes, it's kind of like painting when I do it. I always end up with one stroke like that. So I don't want to leave my fabric up like that. Probably just a little bit of the OCD in me. Does it matter? Probably not. But it bothers me to look at it. So
we don't want that.
No. And I did, when I was putting these other coats on to get this chair ready for you guys, I did use the heat gun to kind of speed up the fabric drying, and it worked okay. Because, you know, you're really soaking the fabric. So it takes a little while to dry, and you do have to sand in between coats, so you can't sand it until it's dry.
Deb says, when I visit, I will cook for you guys every day, including dessert. Can we...
I love you guys.
Can we not do dessert?
Oh, gosh. We'll tell... All right, you can join us on our page after this, and we'll tell you about our dessert last night.
Joyce says, have you posted pics of your farm table yet? I don't think so, have we?
No, maybe tomorrow I'll do a in-progress posting.
Oh, the other one's finished.
Yeah, I don't have a picture of that either.
No.
Yeah. We'll put some up soon. We have. There's actually 3 farm tables in the queue right now.
The one I just did was made from hickory.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Beautiful grain.
All right, so I think got our first coat on there, and then let's just kind of run down. And I'm pressing hard just to kind of lay that fabric down. Keep it all looking uniform. That was a great question about, you know, again, do you want to end up like that? You know, probably not. Okay.
Anna asks, isn't it easier to use a blending round brush?
You can, but I don't, you're going to be rough on it. So you could use this brush and you'll have a lot more surface area, but
maybe on your subsequent, let me fix the camera here, guys.
Sorry.
Maybe on the subsequent coats, but on your first coat, I think you really want to dig in.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Yeah, I sprayed water on this, and I didn't want to do that because I needed to sand it.
Way to go.
That's all right. So after it is dry, you want to take a sanding pad, and don't panic. It's gonna, especially if you're using like a dark color, it's gonna kind of turn it white. Yeah, darn it. So you should do this before you spray with water again.
Just dry it off. It's a paper towel.
It'd be fine. I'll get it good on the next coat. Do you have to sand in between? Probably not, but I think it keeps it softer as you kind of go through the process. Right.
Linda England says, I didn't catch what you put on last. I think she means the easy peasy.
Oh, after you're done, which we won't get to it tonight because everything's got to be sanded and dry, you're going to seal it with this spray wax, and that's going to keep it sealed and also nice and soft.
Is it easy to use?
It's easy peasy to use.
Is it peasy to use?
It's both.
Deb says, homemade apple dumplings, cherry pie bars, etc. You may change your mind. Not for at least a week or two.
We got to recover from our dessert last night.
Oh my God, that was fantastic and awful all at the same time.
Yeah, again, you can join us on our page and we'll tell you all.
I was ashamed of myself. I really was.
All right, so you can see the second coat now is covering a lot better. So that's typical. As long as you get a good first coat on and get those fibers open. Sometimes 2 coats is all you need. It just depends what colors you're using and trying to cover up. Are you showing a picture?
Yeah, might as well go on and
should do that on our page.
Just a real quick picture.
Unless you have them name the Dixie Belle colors in it. So back here it's kind of tricky because the bottom of the chair is so tight to the fabric. So that's going to be probably a little fussy when we go to paint it, but we'll figure it out. Keeping my brush pretty loaded and pretty wet. This is one time where your brush is going to have paint probably all the way up to the, what do they call it? I want to say fennial. What is that?
Ferrule.
Ferrule. Yeah, that. But do you see the difference just in 2 coats? So I might get away with just 2 coats. I think I did 3 on the back. I don't think I wet down the fabric as much as I should have.
So Ashley asks, if there are light stains on the fabric, will the paint cover them?
It's almost embarrassing to say, but we bought a half moon cushioned bench at Goodwill, and the fabric was gross. Like, it was stained, you know what I mean? So we cleaned it, but the stains don't come out. And we painted it in Savannah Mist and Vintage Duck Egg, and none of the stains came through. It was like the stains don't seem to bleed through like you would think.
It probably depends on what the stain is. You know, the only reason that wood stains will come through is because of the tannins in the wood.
Yeah.
So for softness, do you prefer the spray wax or Big Mama's butter?
I've never used Big Mama's butter on it, to be honest with you. I've used the Best Dang Wax, and that was soft, but it took forever to dry. I had a black stool and I did black Best Dang Wax on it, and I don't know if I went too heavy, but I want to say it was almost 2 weeks before it dried. So the spray wax works just fine, and it's the easiest. But
Truly, it is the best wax, the best dang wax out there.
I don't know the answer to the Big Mama's butter question. I don't know if Dixie Belle's on, if that's something you use on fabric, because that is an oil-based product. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know the answer. Is Dixie Belle on tonight?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm just going to finish up the top of this chair, and we're going to flip this over. And do we have time to do the stencil on the back?
Let's find out. 7:36.
So I didn't get to the whole front of it, but I do want to get the stencil on the back.
Deb's asking, can you paint fabric in the silk line?
I've seen that question asked a bunch of times, and the answer has been yes. I've never done it though, but from what I hear, you can. Now, you don't want to. I don't think you'd want to use water with it though. So I don't know if it's just thin enough to just do without water, because you don't really want to add a bunch of water to the silk paint. That would be my only concern. But I have seen people on the Chalk Mineral Paint page have posted pictures using silk on fabric.
We'll look into it and then we'll do a video.
I just think that chalk paint is more, I don't know, more versatile in that respect. All right. So, let's bring this up here.
This is Caviar. Dixie Belle's Caviar.
Yeah, this is a gorgeous black, you guys. It's just a real rich black. Scrape up whatever I have here.
I have to move this lighting around one more time.
Sorry. All right. Okay, so that is our fabric. Once this dries, I will sand it with the sanding pad. And if I need to do another coat, which I might, and if you're gonna do another coat, I found you need to do the whole thing, because if you just do one portion that looks a little light, it's not gonna match up. I did that on another chair. Paint, dry, sand, paint again, sand again, and at that point, if you're happy with the coverage, you just spray this all over it, and once you start drying this and it starts to dull your color, when you put your spray wax on, the color is going to come right back.
Leah Brady says, gorgeous. I thought it was dark green on my screen. Love the color. That's probably because, like, if you look at the back, this is the original chair, and the green is still coming through.
Yeah.
I actually like that with the green coming through.
I was thinking, well, the other vanity I'm doing is blue. I may let some of that come through. Maybe not with Caviar, maybe with a different color. I don't know. But yeah, I kind of like that too. All right, so everything's wet.
So Rhonda asks, doesn't the silk have a top coat in it already?
It does.
Yes, it does.
Yep. I don't know how soft it would dry. You know, I'm not sure. It's a really good question, and we'll do some research on it, because, you know, you're also sanding in between. I don't know. All right.
Do you have to work in the Easy Peasy or just spray it on?
No, you can just spray it on. Spray it on, let it soak in, and that's all you gotta do. All right, so I hate to say this, but I think I'm gonna have to lay this down. Actually, I can tape it. The stencil
is... You sure?
Yeah, it's just a little, well, I'm gonna be...
pouncing it, yeah.
The stencil is just a tad bit short to cover the whole chair. So I'm gonna start at the bottom. And kind of work our way up, and then I probably will have to do some filling in on some spots. So...
Why don't you start from the top?
Well, because it was...
At least you'll have something to tape to.
Yeah, just at the bottom would be easier because it's more evenly rounded, but that's all right. All right, so where's the middle? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the middle, right there.
Is the bottom in the middle?
Huh? I'm sorry.
What are you doing, a limbo?
This is just awkward to tape. I think I should lay it. It doesn't stick to the silk paint very well, I noticed.
Once you get that other piece on, it should be all right.
Yeah, but I can't. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? I think I need to lay it down.
That's probably not going to work.
That's probably not a good idea, right? How about that? That'll work. Alright, so we're flat over there. Alright, we're just going to have
Peggy asks, are we using silk paint? We are not.
We use Caviar for the fabric. For the stencil, we're going to use Silver Bullet Moonshine Metallic, which is what we have on our little vanity for our Harlequin.
It's a great paint because it also keeps werewolves away.
It does. All right, so when you open your metallic, you want to give it a stir. I keep the stirrer in there because I like to stir it frequently, and you always want to give it a good stir at first because you want the mica powder or whatever the metallic properties are, right, to be consistent. But as you have it open, those particles will fall to the bottom. So I just like to, every once in a while, give it a good stir and just make sure it's all consistent.
If there's ever a paint that needs to be stirred, it's this.
And it's a lot thinner than the chalk paint, right? So you got to be a little more careful when you're stenciling with it.
Brenda says, love the chair. Could you also apply a transfer now? Not on fabric.
I don't know that on this fabric it would work. Now you could put transfers on fabric like a canvas bag,
yeah,
things like that. But this is not real. There's a lot of texture to the fabric, so I don't know. I don't know if that would work. All right, so we're gonna use the best dang brush for our stenciling, and we're gonna dip it in, and we are not gonna use that much. We're gonna take it off. And then I'm even going to kind of swirl it around here. Because we don't want that much on the brush when we stencil, okay?
And I got to move my lighting again.
And we're going to need a couple coats of this. And you're going to get your fingers, metallic-y. Actually, it looks kind of nice, right? I had it on my fingernails last night. And make sure my fabric is dry now, right? This is the back, and it's already dry.
Somebody named Rebecca Ruggieri or something is watching.
Hey, girl. And it's hard because this chair is rounded, right? So the stencil's not going to sit flat. Man, I can't get comfortable.
It's rounded and also a little concave.
Yeah, it's like going all different ways. So I'm just doing like a light stencil right now just to get my pattern on there. That way when I do my second coat, I kind of have a guide. Let's see. Woo. And if I get it over the edge, I don't care. I gotta paint the chair anyway. So I'm not too worried about that.
We did not easy peasy the fabric yet, no.
Yeah, that'll be last.
And Rebecca says, how did you know I was watching?
If you...
Psychic abilities.
I guess you follow the page. I don't know. Or you follow us.
It lets me know when anybody's watching.
That we know. Well, if they comment, you know, but sometimes, depending, we'll see, like, even if they don't comment, we'll know they're on. Even if they're trying to remain incognito. All right.
Is there anyone watching from Cognito? Rhonda says you need one of those roll-around mechanic stools.
Yes, I know. Gotta be an easier way. That's probably it. You need the Brandy Mobile, right? That she has. So it's getting a little off, because all the diamonds should be connected, and it's getting kind of hard to keep them that way. Actually, I guess they're not. There's a little space in between. And make sure you go all the way to the edge. Don't forget your edges, because your stencil will look funky if you don't do that little part on the edge. All right, so I'll lift it up so you can kind of peek under. Whoopsie. I didn't want it down there.
It's all right, we'll fix that.
All right, we'll just take it off and then I'll re-put it on.
7:48, by the way.
Oh, okay. Gotta run. Let's put this up here. Just people can get a good look at the stencil.
Looks pretty good,
Yeah, so
and that's only one coat, so.
And you know what? I don't even think we need to.
No,
patch
I don't think
anything.
so either.
It's just not that noticeable. We will, we'll clean up around here so you're not seeing all that, but that will kind of go well with that. Right? We're getting there. Nice.
Yeah, kind of brings the top in from the piece, the furniture.
We have to, I don't know,
Well.
think about maybe something in the front, we'll see. But yeah, so these two pieces, they don't go together. This vanity, the opening is so small and we just can't find a stool for it, but I think this will be all right. That'll be good.
Deb Oliver says she likes it with just the one coat.
Yeah, it might be enough. It might be enough. All right. That's a wrap, huh? Guys, thank you so much for joining us this Sunday. Please join us again next Sunday, same time on the Dixie Belle page. We will jump over to our page for just a little bit. We usually do this after our Sunday nights. Probably 15-20 minutes. We'll just work on a couple things we started here. I could not tag our page up in the description, but it's at Country Living Newbie. At Country Living Newbie. So you can jump over there and say hello when you get there. All right, guys.
And I'll tell you about the dessert story.
Oh, God. It's not good. It was good, but now it's not. But anyway, okay, guys, take care.